I want to see how this is moving here. So we're looking down to the southwest of town here, and so there you go. Let's see here. This would, by the way, this would be the area that we would see any type of tornado spinning up here. And but once again, look how hazy it is out there. This is a real hazy atmosphere that we have out there for today. And so that humidity, it's pretty thick out there. And so as these storms are getting closer and closer to I-35, they're really encountering a lot more humidity, and that's not only ramping up the storm intensity, but also ramping up the intense rain that's coming out there. Right now, that couplet would now be northeast of the outlet mall. At this current track, I mean, this thing's going to come right at us. It will likely cross, if it continues at this path, we're on the northern fringe of the polygon here, so it's going to come right up to the TV station. So we have all eyes on it, all right? So right now it's Bethany tracking up towards the village. We're north of downtown. By the way, some pretty strong winds are about to hit the airport. So you have strong winds here that are blowing out. Those are 60-mile-an-hour winds hitting the OKC airport as we speak. And then that couple, that inflow, that notch right there that prompted the tornado warning that came out of Mustang is now going to track up towards Penn Square Mall, the village, pretty close to just south of Bethany. We'll stay south of Wiley Post with this one, on the south side of Lake Hefner, and then it will cross right up towards the Broadway extension here and coming up to the TV station. So we'll see how this one sounds when it comes over here. Definitely though on the south side, if you're I-240 south of downtown Oklahoma City, you're getting hit with a bunch of strong winds here. And this is the line of storms here coming in. By the way, tornado warning that we have up by Orlando is going to be that couplet right there northwest of Orlando. And so Shane Helson's watching that one. Man, these tornado warnings are popping up all over the place. I believe this will be now our fifth tornado warning that we've had today. So, not a tornado warning right now. One by Orlando that's tracking towards Sumner, Stillwater Airport by 536. And that's going to be wrapped up inside the brain there. That should stay just north of Orlando, and we'll make a run towards Lake Mercury. By the way, intense rain with these storms. My goodness, the amount of moisture in the atmosphere for today is awfully high here. So, okay, watching that out by Red Rock, Center Lake, Perry Airport. Ton of rain, and we'll have a steady circulation here that's going to be pretty close to Center Lake, and that's going to track towards Pawnee. And eventually go into Mobile Street and putting a track there. That will be east of Perry, at least that area right there. Makes its way into Fairfax there at 543. Okay, let's jump back into the metro. Let's get an update here as we're looking at our tower cam here with this tornado warning we have on really both sides here, east side and west side. Nick is right inside the circulation for Choctaw and Hara. Sabrina's talking with him. He'll let us know if anything comes out of that. Here's your couplet right here. Right now, we're going to be north of the Dell campus, very close to St. Bird Park. And man, the airport's got some really strong winds. Those are severe winds that are blowing through I-240 right on top. So there's a couple things happening here, but that couplet is going to be over the community of Britain at 507. And then the Thunder Practice Facility here at 510. That's going to be on Britain Road. And then Frontier City here at 519. 519. Okay, pop up the airport camera if you can. I do want to see what the wind intensity looks like there. Yikes. Yeah, no one's flying in and out of here. Not even close. They're going to be, if you know anyone trying to fly in right now, they're not. They're circling overhead. These storms are blowing through here. They're not very fast, by the way. They are not very fast at all. So that is currently looking towards the terminal, and more than likely, they have everybody at the terminal down in that hallway that you take going to the parking garage. That is their designated safe spot at the airport. So that's happening there. Okay, let's go back to the radar and actually pop up the tower cam, because we're looking right down towards Bethany here with that area of circulation. That is going to be right along Route 66 here. We're going to be just north of the Shakespeare Park. That's going to cross right over Penn Square Mall. So we're looking down to the southwest here. Nothing's on the ground yet, but we have been watching it. And certainly when this couple was down by Mustang, it got real bright there. So let's see, Penn Square Mall here any minute now as it's coming up Nichols Hill. And again, it's going to cross right over the TV station here any moment, by the way. we're literally watching it come in here. Look at the camera starting to shake around here. Actually, if we can move, if we can just pan over just a little bit to the left here with the camera. I just want to see what we have coming our way. Definitely a lot of rain, by the way, and that's not the tornado. That's going to be a rain shaft in this. So the rain is coming down, and so let's see here. Yeah, tornado warning still remains. Johnson, as we watch the storm coming right up towards us. And really, this won't cross right over the TV station. What do you think from the radar test?
So I have the power camera zoomed in right to where I would expect the circulation to be. And so, listen, these aren't clouds. This is not a supercell. This is a line of storms that is circulation. And so, tucked up on the right-hand side of that rain shaft, back up in there, that's where, if there's a tornado, that's where it's going to be. Again, that's going to be coming down about Bay Avenue and I-44 with the interchanges there. So we're going to be on these two tools here, the power camera looking for power flashes, and then the line radar. This is the main circulation right now. And what will happen is sometimes you can get other little things. For example, there is a little eddy up near like Florida. That's going to be Memorial and the Carson. There's a little eddy right there that's not nearly as strong. This was clearly strong. This one was what's called pushing vortex. So, and then other will have to watch on the south side. So basically, here's on the north side, you got a little spin up, then you're going to have the falling winds, and then let's watch on the south side for maybe another broken vortex to spin up, and possibly another what we call 2LTS tornado circulation down that area. So we've got a lot going on here. We're watching it really close. We've got all the tools available, but still watching that circulation. I don't see it's maybe not quite as strong as it was earlier, but it's definitely still there, right? Right, we'll get down to Northwest Highway, and they have to be right down there.
Yeah, and so, by the way, there's a lot going on. The rain's in the station here, and so we're right next to Penn Square, and now moving up towards Nichols Hill. There's a lot of rain, by the way. I know down in Cleveland County, let's put on the roof activity. For those that are heading home, by the way, there's a lot of intense rain that we have with these cells that are coming in from Moore to Newcastle. These are warned for wind, some hail up inside of them, but for wind. And so let's see here. There's Nick, there's Storm Command, and there's Amanda. And so what we have in Cleveland County, that's not tornado warning. We have one warning in that Nick is on. By the way, brand new warning issued for that. Then we have this tornado warning that's now moving out of Mustang and basically from the airport coming up towards Nichols Hills here. Yeah, and we'll have to watch. We'll have to keep a close eye on this area, by the way, east of Bridge Creek. That's got an inflow notch that's picking up there. By the way, strong winds on top of Bridge Creek. That's got an inflow notch that's starting to pick up pretty close to Newcastle there. Now, that would track on the west side of Norman and up to Moore. It is one of those days. My goodness, it's one of those days here. Okay, let me check you with, we'll come back to this. Let me check you with Storm Command. Michael, there's a lot happening right now, right on top of the OKC Metro. What do you see from Storm Command?
Yeah, so one thing I've been thinking about is I've kind of been listening to you and just kind of watching how things are evolving, Damon. For one thing, these are not like long track tornadoes, but they can still be intense tornadoes. Like any tornado is something to pay attention to. And there's at least two different circulations that I'm noticing right now. One is near the village, and there's an area of winds that are just moving right over the village right now. And like you said, they're coming in toward the television station over near Britain and Broadway Extension, Kelly, and that area that are going to be moving up toward the Kilpatrick. But there's another area that's it's going to be along 74 and Northwest 178, 164th, in that area, just north of Mercy Hospital, that's going to come across Edmond. And it looks like that both of those areas are definitely concerning as far as subrotation.
Okay.
I have not seen any tornado debris signatures yet.
Okay.
So we're continuing to watch that. But we're moving north up by 35, and we're going to track these as they move across 35.
Hey, by the way, Michael, really concerned about a storm down by Newcastle. By the way, that's starting to pick up there. And so that has my attention right now, Newcastle. So not tornado warning, but heads up, if that were to become tornado warning, that would cross up into Moore. Okay, let's go back up into Oklahoma County, because I know they just re-triggered the tornado warning sirens here in OKC. So going up into the metro, if you're hearing the warnings right now, the sirens going off, is going to be for this new warning. And by the way, this area of spin, let's see, it's not as strong yet. It's about 10 square mall. And so our tower cam that's looking at it, by the way, is going to be now just getting covered with rain. And so it's not as strong there. But they did, that was an update to the tornado warning. It took Mustang out. And so, all right, what's going on by Newcastle? Let's see. Yeah, tornado warning coming for Newcastle. I had a feeling that was coming. We knew that was on the way here. So, all right, tornado warning coming for Newcastle. We'll track this storm real quick. Frontier City, Arcadia, still tornado warning. We're just going to have to jump all over the place. We'll go 30 seconds each one here. But brand new tornado warning now coming down by Newcastle. Do not like that storm at all. And so it is going to be this right here. By the way, there is a strong wind on top of Bridge Creek. That's that rotation right by Newcastle. And this warning will come up at the Moore. Again, this will trigger the warning, the sirens from Moore and up to Norman. So Cleveland County, your sirens aren't going off yet. They're about to. They're about to go off here any second, rightfully so here. So this is coming up towards Center Mall at 5:08. Downtown Norman 5:15. Then we start getting into, let's see here, Heritage Trails Elementary 5:20. Turtle Lake neighborhood at 5:21. That's going to be right there at Southeast 149th and Sooner. Rock Creek and Veterans Park at 5:22. This is going to be your new tornado warning. And so now we have basically almost the entire metro in a tornado warning, whether it's these northern cells, the ones on the northeast, what we have coming right here. There you go. There's that warning, and that's going to be for Moore and for Norman, and that is about to cross over the Canadian River. Here's the Riverwind Casino. So here's your spin, your circulation, and so that is coming up into Norman right now. And so innermost room of your house, or your tornado shelter, your inflow with this tornado warning that is now going to be for Cleveland County is going to include, again, Moore for, what, second, third time now? Norman here. And so this is going to be very close to Newcastle, but as we track this up to the northeast, man, there's a lot going on. Jonathan, what do you see?
Damon, this is not a QLCS tornado. It's not like on the line, we'll book in vortex. This is the legit, tight, compact circulation with like a supercell embedded in the line. I really like when it comes, and I hate to put like a scaling like, hey, this tornado warning's up here and this one's down here, but I want to give everyone a frame of reference. For example, the tornado warning that was coming across Penn Square Mall, it's booked in vortex. I think it's getting trashed with rain on the north side. I think it's getting slammed and weakening. This one I don't like, even though it's on a line of storms, it is a supercell. Big inflow notch, big circulation. I was watching that circulation here for a couple minutes. It really has my attention. And Damon, listen, there's really has a lot of inflow to the south. Even though we had that first line of storms kind of come up through the Tinker Diagonal, I don't think that kind of interrupted the flow to this storm. Let's really watch this. Really concerned that this one could lay down maybe something, I want to say big, I don't want to use that word, but I want to say the circulation I think is a little bit more intense.
Yeah. By the way, controller, pop up the camera that you said that you just had here, and we'll come back to this in a second. This here at the TV station, this is that area of spin that we have right on top of the TV station, and you can see the wind. It is going sideways here. I mean, it's blowing across our lake here, and so watching this again, some strong winds right now, right on top of the TV station. All right, we'll come back to this. Let's go down back to Newcastle. This is our concerning storm here because there's a lot going on. Inflow coming into Newcastle. That circulation is crossing right over the Canadian River. So that's headed up towards Norman any moment now and up to Moore. And that's going to come in here pretty quickly. We're going to be bouncing around all over the place. We have to right now because there are so many storms out there. Let me go up to the north with Michael, Storm Command. Michael, what do you have?
Yeah, Dave, we're right on the leading edge where any QLCS tornadoes that form could do so. We are seeing some switching winds definitely in the rain curtains that are coming across Storm Command. We're just actually right along I-35 right near Britain Road, moving up toward Hefner Road right now, and traffic is at a standstill. This could not, I'm not sure this could be hitting at a worse time of day other than hitting at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. This is a nightmare scenario with all of this tornado warnings coming through during rush hour. It is extremely difficult out here on the roads. A lot of people at risk right now.
It is, yeah, definitely, and you're right. This could not come at a more, like a worse time of the day. I mean, it is right during the PM commute. This is going to be the most impactful day that we've had in the OKC Metro when it comes to severe weather so far this year. It's June, and our atmosphere is kind of taking off here. So that, again, watching this from the zoo, by the way, the 10th core there from the zoo, that is lifting up towards Frontier City. There's no College World Series being played today. The finals are tomorrow. Okay, let's go back down to Newcastle. We're going to get an update on that storm that's coming out of McLean County, coming up into Cleveland County here. Look at that inflow right there. And Jonathan really hit the nail on the head here, or just did a good job of explaining it, where this is not behaving like a QLCS, like a brief spin-up. Instead, it's behaving more like a typical isolated cell here. You have that well-defined inflow. It is pouring right now on top of Newcastle. And then just south and east of Newcastle, you have this circulation that's about to track. And that's going to come up towards Rock Creek. Here's Franklin. By the way, we're going to be in Norman here. Franklin, Rock Creek, tracking up to the northeast. So it's coming towards Norman High School here at 520. Downtown Norman there, and the Southern Creek here at 523. And then we get to Timber Creek Elementary School here at 529. That would be Timber Creek. It's going to be on Bryant and Moore. And that coupling right there is right on top of the river there, or about to be right on top of the river as it's tracking up to the northeast here. So right now we are going to be in McLean County, but any moment now this storm is going to cross the river, and it is going to be in Cleveland County. If you're on I-35 right now crossing, headed down to the Riverwind Casino, you're looking to your west, and you can see that storm here as it's tracking up to northeast. Let me pull on out here just a little bit here, show everyone that's going to be in the path of this, because at this current track, at least the way that it looks, right down the middle of this tornado warning polygon for that storm. So, you got 1, 2, 3 tornado warnings out there right now. Again, the couplet that we had on this northern storm, this northern warning for Oklahoma County, that blew in some pretty strong winds, and it's still tornado warning, although the area of circulation is now crossing east of I-35. It was brief spin up here. Michael's right on that. Then we have Nick right now, who's going to be on this tornado warning that we have. We have to watch out pretty close to Spencer from this cell that is moving into eastern Oklahoma County. And then we have the storm down in Cleveland County right now that is spinning here. So there is a lot going on. And with the afternoon commute and the way that it is right now, it is 5:05. I mean, traffic does not get any worse than what we're seeing right now. And here we are now watching a new area spin down by Spencer that is popping up here, tracking that to the east. That's going to cross into eastern Oklahoma County and go to Lincoln County here. So it's Jones Luther at 524, 546 with that storm. All right, let's jump back down into Cleveland County. We have to just pogo around here. Oh, yikes.
I'm a little bit concerned, David. Starting to get indications of possible tornado debris signature with that storm. One thing I get a little concerned about with that ball right there, that might be a debris ball. So there may be a tornado there crossing the river coming into Norman. It's going to be really hard to tell. It's green right out, but what we're doing, new velocity. So there's your gate, the gate green towards right away. That'd be classic gate to gate. Then I'm going to switch over. There's my ball, and I'm going to go over to tornado debris signature. There's a minimum there. Dave, let's treat it like tornado on the ground. Yeah, I think we have debris. Maybe it's from winds that just wafted debris up, but let's treat it like it's on the ground.
Yeah, until I see that blue go off the radar, we definitely got to treat that like a confirmed tornado. And again, this has just been a mess. By the way, I just got a report. Evan just came over and told me that the Indiana Pacers, who were flying into OKC for Game 1 of the finals, they couldn't make it. They had to divert their flight over to Tulsa. So, Oklahoma, right? That's quite the arrival. All right, so we're treating this like a confirmed tornado here now. This should be right on top of the Canadian River. So Norman, innermost room of your house. We're in your tornado shelter right now. If you're by the Center Mall, it's 5:14. The storm is not moving that fast, so you have time. Norman High School, 5:20. OU, 5:22. This main thing just north of OU will be closed. Downtown Norman, 5:23. Belmar Golf Club, 5:31 there on Sooner. And then the town of Franklin at 5:43 with that right here. Let's pull it out here, just kind of show a little bit more visually. You all's in the path of here. So here's I-35. Oh man, look at that inflow. Yeah, this is definitely acting like like an individual supercell here, be that inflow right here. So here's Sooner Road, Rock Creek, Norman Healthplex is going to be right up here by the banner, and you have Max Westheimer Airport right here, busy commercial district right here. You got your Super Target right here, and your Sooner Mall right here, and then all your car dealerships that are going to be located right here on the east and west side of I-35. That is a dangerous storm, and that is going to track now. It looks like the latest circulation is now going to be moving. Ooh. Now on the north side, it just crossed the river, by the way. It just crossed the river, and so reissuing, this is radar confirmed tornado. This is a confirmed tornado now. Going confirmed tornado. Tornado warning is going to be reissued for this, and this is going confirmed tornado. That is now crossing into Norman right now, and it is headed towards downtown. It is headed towards downtown right now. This will be now on the east side of the river. And so once again, this is going to be making its way towards Sooner Mall, Norman High School, OU, 512, 518, 520. That is a confirmed tornado. Downtown Norman at 521. Norman North High School here, 521 as well. And so once again, we are now going to be on the east side of just now crossing. The tornado is going to be crossing into coming into southwest Norman. It will be coming into southwest Norman as we speak, as it's moving up towards, again, if you're anywhere near Sooner Mall, up and down, say, Norman Healthplex, which is going to be on top of your television screen, and then the Max Westheimer Airport is going to be located right here, and then we're over by downtown Norman. This is a confirmed tornado coming into Norman as we speak. It just crossed over the river, and it's now coming up towards Sooner Mall. There's your brand new tornado warning just issued here. As a matter of fact, let's see here. It is included in this new tornado warning. Okay, that goes far now, going into eastern Cleveland County, but we're going to be very close to OU. Again, very close to OU and up and down just north of the Riverwind Casino here. And so, but this is not a good situation at all. Right now, Norman Healthplex, this circulation is just south of you. We'll continue to move to the east here. So if you are right now, let's say, if you're up in Moore, east side of Moore, let's see here, by southeast 149th Street, and so this is going to stay south of you. Again, this is going to stay south of you, at least right now with the way that this is tracking. But this is headed right into Norman. Johnson, how does the bridge tractor look with this?
Yeah, let me click over here. What a great tool. That's dual pulse technology. The radar beam can shoots to it vertically and horizontally, and the computer with the radar will calculate the difference of the beam they're shooting, and it allows us to decipher the difference in precipitation and diversion. And there is still train 3 seconds now. Listen, is it still on the ground? Hard to tell. The debris signature just means that debris wafted up, and the storm was producing debris. I feel as if the circulation is still very strong, and we're still treating it like there's an embedded circulation, or there's the circulation is on the ground. So we're treating it on the ground, taking our tornado action plan. I'm drawing where I believe that the tightest circulation is and where the tornado would be. Doesn't always line up, right? Because sometimes the circulation can pull off the middle of the cyclone, but that's why I would have across 935 right there the southeast turning into the heart.
Okay, for that, and also there's a isolated supercell all out by itself down in Garden County that it's not one year one, but it may become later when it's down there. And that's concerning as well. It's got that QED appearance right now by Elmore City. Paul Valley, 37 locations, Paul Valley. We'll come back to this, okay, in just a second. But we have to go all over the place here. And so Paul Valley 531. Let's go back up into Cleveland County, and then we'll go up into Oklahoma County in just a second here. But once again, Norman, we're going to come back to you in about 30 seconds, Norman. We'll come back to you in 30 seconds. We'll get an update of Oklahoma County real quick.
We are out
real fast.
because it's not like us.
I would just recommend that if anyone's trying to drive on the Kilpatrick Turnpike, don't do it right now. There's about 50 to 60 mile per hour wind blowing sideways along the leading edge of this line of storm. Even doesn't produce a tornado. There's lots of traffic, people with their flashers on. It's extremely dangerous to try to drive around the Oklahoma City metro area right now. If you can, get off at an exit, take shelter in a building, wait for these storms to get out of here pretty soon. And moving fairly quick. Back to you. Definitely great advice there. You're taking the turnpike up here. Again, tornado warning remains. Nick is watching that there. Storm command. He's going to close on that. That means tornado warning by the way that we have for Oklahoma. Maybe that is now one outside the tornado warning on the ground. So that's what we have in Texas right now. We're on the tornado warning out. That's what we're doing now.
So it's here right now.
And okay, let's go back down to Lakeland County. Get an update for those in Norman. Again, we're just going all over the place here with the way that these warnings are popping up here. Right now, I'm copy of the west side of the road.
They see it's traveling pretty fast.
Right here. Again, it's right along Highway 9 here. And that's going to be just on the east side of I-35. That is going to be your confirmed tornado. We're very close to downtown, especially we are in downtown here. Very close to Norman High School there on Main Street. That is tracking to the east here. And so this tornado warning, this new one, by the way, goes until 5:45. OU comes in here in 2 minutes. Downtown Norman, it comes in here in 3 minutes at 5:17. Franklin, 5:36. Denver, Thunderbird, 5:41, 5:43. But we're right on top of Norman here with this as it is blowing to the east here. And so this right here, very concerning. Watching it, again, stay above some of your houses here in downtown Norman right now. We're near OU, or you're in the innermost room here with that. Okay, let's jump down to, there's so many storms we got to keep track of. Let's go down to Garvey County. Texas tornado warning, like the way that these storms are behaving this afternoon. If there were to be another tornado warning issue, it would be for this one right here, down by Palm Valley, in between Antioch and Elmore City. That's got an increasing hail core with it, and that is tracking towards Palm Valley. They will be there at 5:45. Once again, tracking that storm, making a run towards Palm Valley here at 5:45. Palm Valley is up about 30 minutes. We're watching it. Okay, let's go back up into the metro here. Actually, let's double check here. So many warnings out there. Trying to keep track of what all we have. Okay, let's go up into let's go to Terry. We're bringing all that back into the metro. Just an update for those up in Terry. You do have a tornado warning ongoing right now. Shane is right there. Let me go out to Shane real quick here. Shane, when you watch this tornado warning, by the way, is just dropped off to the map here. Real quick, Shane, about 20, 30 seconds. What do you have?
Well, David, yeah, we did see something earlier, and it was not real concerning, but it did produce what looks like a fall for a brief moment, but it's fine. It went away. So when you see the tornado warning, you're down drop. We're still up here on it. We're watching things close. Keep it good. David, back to you.
All right, thanks. Again, Shane is out there watching it closely for those in northern Oklahoma. That's tracking towards Bill's Corner, Morrison, Glencoe there, all in around 5:40, 5:45. Sounds like they've reached out to the tornado warning sirens back here in the OKC Metro. So let's jump back into OKC here. And so the new warning is going to be, let's see here. This warning should be falling off the radar here soon, I believe. Yeah, that doesn't until 5:15. So it looks like they reissued it for Jones. Let me check in with Nick here, down by Jones. Nick, real quick, how's the storm look where you are?
Yeah, Danny, so, yeah, we just noticed that same thing, like, it's honestly, it is a tornado that is causing right now, it's probably rapid rain, and I mean, I hate to say that, but, we don't have a very good visualization of it, but it would be right nearby if were. So, we're watching right now, David, we don't see anything that was prominent, but we are watching right here, as we're out by Jones. So, if we see something, we will let that back to you.
Okay, Nick is watching this one down by Sean. Okay, let's go back down to Norman. Back down to Cleveland County. We just had to jump all over the place here. We have so many warnings. This is by far the busiest day that we've had so far this year. And so, your area of circulation is going to be right on top of OU again. This wind has confirmed tornado, and it was confirmed right when it was crossing over the border here. So if you're in Moore, by the way, this is staying south of you. This area is thin. I know that the warning polygon goes all the way up to the Oklahoma Cleveland County line here. There's some strong winds that are crossing over I-35, but the circulation is going to be down by Norman here. So just, let's see here. Is there another one popping up there?
Here's the deal, David. The original circulation that came from the south side that had that big hook that was out there right here, there's an embedded circulation up on I-35 right there. So something that we need to watch. Okay, so it's all wrapped up in rain, but there is an area of circulation, and I understand why the National Weather Service drew such a wide polygon with the initial tornado warning. I think the southern circulation is staying out. It doesn't look as impressive, but I'm a little bit worried that we kind of have like a little bit of a hybrid situation here. Maybe new circulation tucked up in the rain from I-35. The Norman Health Flight goes more Hollywood Corners.
Okay.
It's kind of right here.
All right, so this would be at Hollywood Corners. There's right there on the southeast corner of Moore. And so that is crossing up towards Delmar and would be very close to southeast 149th or 19th Street here. So we'll just have to watch this area again for a tornado threat that's going to track over Center Road. By the way, tornado warning just issued for Pauls Valley. So we're going to track this to the east, and then we'll go down to Pauls Valley. But it's coming into Turtle Lake here at 519. So that's right about now. Tracking this whole core right here. Rock Creek at 519. Pepperwell Oaks 523. That's going to be right there at Sooner and 149th. And that's going to continue to track into eastern Cleveland County. All right. Tornado warning just issued out, by the way, for Pauls Valley. Look at that. Look at that hook right here. That is going to be west of Pauls Valley. We are concerned about this, but you can definitely see well-defined inflow with this cell that is tracking over right towards Pauls Valley. Right now, Pauls Valley is not a very fast-moving cell. You're going to get the hail first in Pauls Valley, the way that this storm is oriented. So hail's going to come first, Pauls Valley, and let me just double-check. I believe it's going to be for, I think it's a hail, it's $half. So you'll get $half size hail first, and then the circulation is going to run right over I-35 and go to Pauls Valley. So Pauls Valley, that's at 551.